William Ruto, the Attorney General, Honorable Dorcas Odor, the Honorable Cabinet Secretary present, the Head of Public Service, Mr. Felix Koskei, Honorable Governor of Nakuru, Susan Kihika, Honorable County Governor of Uasin Gishu, Honorable Jonathan B., the EACC Chair, Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, invited guests, colleagues from the EACC, and other distinguished guests, good afternoon. Your Excellency, the Chair has thanked you, but I think as a CEO I also have to thank you again, because by accepting to host us here, there are three things that comes out of you. One, it shows you openly that you are the patron in the fight against corruption. Second, you believe in the institution of the EACC. And third, believe in the capacity and ability of the EACC staff. The EACC is currently implementing its strategic plan for 2023-2025, focusing on asset tracing as a main pillar of deterrence against corruption. Asset tracing and recovery of corruptly acquired assets, Your Excellency, and unexplained wealth extinguishes directly the benefit obtained through corrupt activities. This strategy helps to create necessary deterrence as envisioned in the United Nations Convention Against Corruption, which Kenya is the first country to have signed that convention almost 20 years ago. Your Excellency, today we are here, we are gathered to witness the handing over of about 35 titles, measuring approximately 18.71 acres with a total value of about 5 billion shillings. Your Excellency, for your information, there are other titles that are in the process, and maybe soon we'll be back here, through your blessing, to have another occasion like this. In this one, Your Excellency, item number 1 is property in Kisumu municipality, measuring about 2 acres, which is about 1.8 acres, belonging to the judiciary. You can imagine grabbers went to the judiciary to steal their land. They were very daring, but we managed to recover this piece of land, which is worth 1.4 billion shillings. This is part of the property that is housing the Kisumu Law Court. Second one, Your Excellency, are 3 properties in Eldoret town, measuring 3.25 acres, with approximate value of 1.2 billion, which are in favor of the Cabinet Secretary, National Treasury, as a trustee of the National Police Service. Same grabbers were daring enough to go and grab land belonging to the police. But we managed to recover this, and these are 3 pieces of land worth 1.2 billion. Your Excellency, there is also 1 property in Kilimani area, measuring almost half an acre, which is worth 700 million. This plot, as Nairobians, we know it. If you know Upper Hill Medical Center, there's an empty plot there which used to be part of Kenya School of Law. It was grabbed and we have recovered it. It's a very prime plot, worth 700 million. Then we have a property in Eldoret municipality measuring 1 acre, which has an approximate value of 700 million, which it belongs to Uasin Gishu Referral Hospital under the county government of Uasin Gishu. Then we have 13 amalgamated plots within Kisii municipality. We have 13 properties measuring a total of 8.0 acres, 06 acres, valued at 300 million, which belongs to the State Department of Housing and Urban Development. The 4 properties in Bungoma, 2 properties are in Kakamega, 3 properties are in Kisii. Then we have 1 property in Kabarnet, 1 property in Nakuru municipality, and 2 properties in Kitale. 15 parcels of lands belonging to the county government of Kisii, measuring, about 3.41 acres, and the approximate value is 135 million. I will stop here a little bit, Your Excellency. People have viewed EACC as anti-governance, that we are just after hunting governance. We are not hunting governors, we work with governors. This recovery was done because the governor then of Kisii walked into our office and officially complained that some pieces of land have been grabbed, and we assisted. So we are telling governors to go and tell your colleagues, if you have land that you think has been grabbed and you want to come to EACC, we'll make sure there's no media coverage, because the media sometimes, when they see a governor at EACC, they conclude there's something bad. Sometimes you may be having something good for the country. Then we have 1 property in Nakuru municipality, belonging to the county government of Nakuru, measuring about half an acre, which is worth about 100 million. Your Excellency, in addition to the recovered immovable properties, the Commission also recovered cash assets totaling 511,365,927 belonging to various organizations. EACC recovered 361,395,356 and remitted to the National Treasury Consolidated Account Fund. The money was recovered from individuals who had irregularly acquired public properties. And the second one is that 79,292 shillings for the Kenya Ports Authority Retirement Benefits Scheme. The money was recovered from a law firm. We didn't want to mention the law firm because we know legal fraternity sometimes can be very sensitive. We don't want to damage somebody's image or whatever. Then we have recovered 70,677,700 shilling for Kenya Medical Research Institute, that is KEMRI Retirement Benefit Scheme. This money was recovered from an individual after a civil process. Your Excellency, as we conclude, I wish to humbly mention to the Commission that the Commission has put in place effective measures for prudent utilization of resources allocated to its operation. However, more can be done. The Commission is faced with quite a number of challenges, among them inadequate resources, and the Chairman has talked about it. Your Excellency, we have an established, approved workforce of 1,508 staff. In the last 6 years, we have just been staggering at half of that level. We have 780 staff, and we believe that the CS Treasury is here. We know the country is facing a lot of financial challenges, but at least give us a little bit like medicine each financial year, so that at least we recruit 50, 100 people, 50, 100, and then we'll be able to meet our target. On top of that, we also have a challenge that this Commission loses very good staff. Very good staff. They leave the Commission because since 2004, Your Excellency, it may not be the right thing to talk about. I know we are having a lot of financial problems, but the Commission since 2004, the SRC has refused to review the salary of the EACC because they say already compared to the public service, the EACC, we are overpaid. But it is having a very negative effect. As I'm talking to you, as I'm here representing, last week, a very good investigator was poached by the central bank. So this is what is happening, and I think SRC needs to be told that they should be a little bit lenient to EACC. With your kind permission, Your Excellency, I request you to hand over the title deeds and checks of the recovered assets.
Your Excellency, sir, with your kind indulgence and gracious permission, permit me now to invite the Chief Executive Officer of the EACC, accompanied by the Chair, to facilitate the handover. Sir, permit me now to invite Your Excellency to take your place at the arena for the handover of the recovered assets back to state through various public institutions. Sir, the first beneficiary is the National Treasury. I now invite the Honorable CPA John Mbandi, EGH, Cabinet Secretary for the National Treasury and Economic Planning.
Your Excellency, this title is for specifically judiciary, but all government titles are under the Treasury Secretary.
Yes.
So maybe may I request to have the registrar of...
Yes.
The whole go under his custody, sir.
Very good. Yes. John? And Chief Registrar. Yeah. Now you have back your title.
Chief to remain standing.
Your Excellency,
sir, the next beneficiary is the State Law Office. Permit me now, sir, to invite Conductors of Road, EES.
Your Excellency, this is the plot at Kilimani, next to Upper Hill Medical Center.
Okay. AG. You have some land there now. Thank you very much.
Excellency, sir, I will now invite Mr. Gilbert, Mr. Lanat, MBS, OGH, Deputy Inspector General National Police Service, on behalf of the National Police Service. I also invite Honorable Dr. Jonathan B., EGH, Governor of Selection County.
Your Excellency, these are 3 titles belonging to the Kenya Police for Eldoret.
Okay. Very good.
And now invite Honorable Susan Kehika, EGH, Governor of Nakuru County.
Your Excellency, this is a plot within Nakuru town, which belongs to the county government.
Oh, the county government.
Yes.
You have some land for the county.
I now invite Charles Kinga, CBS,
Your Excellency, these are 13 titles for different places within the country that belongs to the national housing.
Very good.
I now invite Mr. Samson P. Wagusi, OGW, Principal Secretary of the National Treasury.
Nimwambie hizi EACC.
Very good. Good. Very good. You have some money here.
Just a minute. The said amount, Your Excellency, is 361,395,356.55 cents. Thank you, sir.
I now invite Mr. Geoffrey Kabate, Chairman Board of Trustees, Kenya Port Security Retirement Benefit Scheme.
Okay.
Your Excellency, this is 79,292,871.25 cents.
I now invite Mr. Eddie Bett, Chairman, Kenya Medical Research Institute, Cambridge Retirement Benefit Scheme.
Your Excellency, this one is 70,677,700 shillings. Your Excellency, we have 15 titles for Kisii County. The governor has apologized. He was not able to attend, and we shall pass them to the Kisii County. These are 15 parcels of land. We're done. Your Excellency, we are done.
As we mark this monumental milestone in the war against corruption. I thank you, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to you all as we witness the handover of assets that were corruptly acquired, now being returned to public entities and county governments. This event marks a significant milestone in our nation's fight against corruption. The efforts made and the progress achieved in promoting good governance are undeniable and highly commendable. The government remains resolute in eliminating opportunities for corruption and abuse of office, and in ensuring that the corrupt do not enjoy the proceeds of their illicit actions. I recognize that good governance is a key factor in the success of the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. Governance is crucial for fostering an environment conducive to socio-economic transformation. To realize our aspirations, we must all strengthen our commitment to the rule of law, enhance access to justice, promote national values and principles of governance, and protect fundamental rights and freedoms. Enforcing zero tolerance to corruption is essential for the attainment of all these goals. To achieve this, the government is committed to further strengthen our anti-corruption institutional framework. In this regard, the enhanced implementation of the National Ethics and Anti-Corruption Policy, Sessional Paper Number 2 of 2018, is critical. Our aim is to significantly reduce the severity of corruption and the prevalence of unethical practices by providing a comprehensive framework to promote integrity and combat corruption in a sustainable manner. And that is why I believe in building the institutional capacity of EACC to forestall corruption before it happens and to deal with the challenges of corruption in a manner that is a whole of institution approach. I acknowledge the notable milestones achieved by the EACC in the fight against corruption, particularly through the recovery of corruptly acquired assets and unexplained wealth. Such successes play a vital role in deterring corruption by demonstrating that in the end, corruption is not worth the trouble, as the corrupt ultimately lose everything they have taken from the people. I therefore commend the EACC for recovering assets valued at approximately 28 billion over the last 5 years, including both cash, movable and immovable assets. The EACC has also effectively intervened to prevent the loss of public funds amounting to an estimated 41 billion by deploying various strategies to disrupt corrupt networks. Additionally, I am encouraged that the EACC is pursuing the forfeiture of unexplained wealth valued at Kenya shillings 59 billion through ongoing court proceedings against individuals whose assets and interests significantly exceed their non-legitimate sources of income. And I want to encourage EACC to expedite and also ask the judiciary to expedite these processes so that public resources and public assets can be recovered. As we witness the handover of public assets recovered by the EACC on behalf of various public institutions, I urge the beneficiaries to establish robust mechanisms to protect these assets and prevent further illegal acquisition. The recovered land is located in various parts of the country, including Nairobi, Kisii, Nakuru, Bungoma, Kakamega, Uasin Gishu, and Kisii counties. I would like to take this opportunity to express my profound gratitude for the ongoing development of affordable housing in Nairobi city's industrial area off Enterprise Road. This development is taking place on land recovered by the EACC, and the beneficiaries will be many Kenyans who deserve economic inclusion. This land, measuring 21 hectares, had been unlawfully taken from the Meteorological Department by private individuals. The recovery of such assets reaffirms Kenya's commitment to upholding the Constitution and fulfilling its obligation as a member of the international community under the United Nations Convention Against Corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, corruption is a serious threat to our nation. It undermines service delivery, weakens public policy, compromises the public interest, and erodes our institutions, depriving the government of capacity to secure the country and deliver development. Corruption endangers all of us, both individually and collectively. As I have previously committed, we are working on a series of amendments to present to Parliament aimed at promoting accountable leadership and integrity in governance. Among these is the proposal to the Evidence Act and the Criminal Procedure Code, along with other relevant legislative updates to statutes concerning corruption. These amendments will expedite the investigation and prosecution of corruption and economic crimes, ensuring that such cases are concluded within 6 months. I made this commitment, and the Attorney General is seized with the necessary work that will go into us engaging Parliament on the amendments to achieve this aim. Additionally, we will propose amendments to the Witness Protection Act to revamp the statutory and institutional framework for protecting and incentivizing whistleblowers. These changes will enhance witness protection and make it easier and safer for citizens to report corruption and other criminal activities. We will also be proposing amendments to the Public Finance Management Act and the Public Procurement and Disposal Act. The goal here is to overhaul the institutional and operational framework of public procurement, which is the biggest challenge that we have. In fact, it's correct to say this is where the devil actually lives, which has been identified as a key area of corruption, conflict of interest, and abuse of office in the public sector. These amendments aim to deploy digital infrastructure to create an open, transparent public procurement platform, allowing real-time, end-to-end public visibility of the entire process, from advertisement to contract award. Number 4, I have engaged with parliamentary leadership and urged Parliament to swiftly pass the Conflict of Interest Bill. I am told there is a mediation process that is going on in Parliament, but I have told them with clarity that I will veto any bill that does not establish a high standard of accountability, integrity, and anti-corruption measures, and I will fully exercise my powers under Article 115 of the Constitution to ensure that the bill meets the rigorous standards set out in the original draft bill. Because some amendments have been introduced to water down what the original bill envisaged. We must do everything within our power to end corruption in every organization, at every level of government, and across all regions of our republic. To this end, everyone entrusted with public authority must be held to high standards of transparency and accountability. Parliament and all stakeholders must work together to strengthen the anti-corruption legal framework, ensuring the swift resolution of corruption cases. We must also foster partnership to raise public awareness of Chapter 6 of the Constitution, integrate anti-corruption education into school curriculum, and support grassroots organizations and citizen action groups in promoting good governance at every level. I commend the EACC for its dedication in the fight against corruption, and I want to confirm to both the Chair, the Commission, and the CEO that they have my government's full support. And we commend you for what you have achieved. We know there are challenges, budgetary challenges, but the one item that I insisted that should not face the budget cuts that we were going through is the EACC, because I know the importance and relevance of what you do in safeguarding public assets and public property. On a positive side, the officers that move from EACC to join other government agencies is actually a testimony that you have some of the best, and that is why others come for them. Continue to train high-quality staff, even if you lose some of them to other government agencies, because the fight against corruption must not only be limited to EACC, it must be an exercise of the whole of government, that we manage, deal, and eliminate corruption in its forms, all forms. Let me also assure you that I have heard what the CEO has said passionately about staff at the EACC and what needs to happen. We will continue to look at the frameworks that exist, the salaries and commission is seized with all these matters, and we must continue to respect the salaries commission, because they help us manage the resources that we have within the exigencies of all the requirements that come from all departments. But taking into account what the CEO has said and what EACC is doing in protecting public property, I think it is an engagement worth having with the Salaries Commission. So we will look at the opportunities available, and as we turn around our economy, and I'm very happy with the progress that we have made, we should be able to make additional resources available for EACC to continue the good job that they are doing. I also want to state categorically that the other measures that we have proposed from the Evidence Act to Witness Protection Act to Public Procurement Act, these are time-bound, and I want to ask the Office of the Attorney General to expedite these pieces of legislation so that we can strengthen our legal framework in the fight against corruption and protect public property. I am a great believer in building these institutions and allowing the institutions to execute their mandate. The chairman here will tell you, who was my pastor before he retired, that I have never called him to tell him anything about what he is supposed to do with the corrupt, because I am a great believer that institutions should deal with their issues and manage the mandate that they have and deal with any matter, anybody, every person in the manner in which the law provides. Because at the bottom of the line is that we are a country of the rule of law. and each and every one of us must subject themselves to the rule of law. Otherwise, if we have different rules for different people, we will end up with the animal farm. And I don't think that is where we want to take our country. And so, my ask also of our judiciary is to expedite the corruption cases, and indeed every other matter in court, in a manner that gives the country the opportunity to move forward, to make decisions, to recover what we can recover, and to allow the country to move forward. I know indicated to me the budgetary challenges that they have, and I think it's the case with all our other institutions, and it is a bigger statement as to what we need to do as Kenyans on how to make sure that we use the resources we have in a very prudent manner, and we also find ways and means of ensuring that we have sufficient resources and we account for them. Whatever taxes Kenyans pay, we must account for them so that we can have the opportunity to grow the pie for us to be able to meet all the expenses and all the budgetary allocations that are being requested of us from different institutions. I also wish to say that we should have a whole-of-government approach when we are discussing resources. And we must all be alive to the fact that resources are raised. And so we must all contribute to making sure that we have the requisite resources to be able to meet all the needs and the requirements of all the institutions that support our governance structure and provide the resources for the development of our country. I am very confident that working together between the judiciary, the legislature, and the executive, as we have undertaken, we should be able to move the country pretty fast into the next level. So again, I commend EACC, and I want to assure them that we will continue to undertake necessary reforms to strengthen oversight institutions and improve service delivery to all the people of Kenya. And I'm asking all arms of government to work together in concert to make sure that we not only raise the resources that are necessary for us to run the affairs of our nation, but resources raised must also be protected by all of us, making sure that we account for every tax that is paid for by the people of Kenya, and those who corruptly acquire them are made to pay, and assets and properties and resources recovered in the manner in which EACC have done. So thank you very much. My very best wishes. And again to EACC, congratulations.
Thank you, Your Excellency. There is a handover of a plaque, and at this point I'll invite the CEO and the Chair to hand over the plaque to His Excellency the President. As mentioned by the CEO, as the patron and a champion in fighting corruption, it is a plaque that is indicative of the support you have given as the President of this great nation. Wonderful. May we take our seats, please? Let's kindly take our seats. Your Excellency, with your permission, would like to seek your indulgence for 2 photo opportunities so that we may immortalize this function. And I'll kindly request that the Chair and the CEO please join His Excellency for this photo. And I'll also invite the Commission to come and join in the first photo. The Commission, kindly. Or the Commissioners. The next photo, we are going to be inviting those that have received some of the assets. We'll call them for this occasion beneficiaries as they hold them in trust. may I now invite, while you still remain there, may I invite all those who've received some of the assets, all those who've received assets kindly, if you may now join His Excellency. And with that, I'll request that we all retreat except His Excellency, the President, and I'll request that we all be upstanding as we now finish with the national anthem. The national anthem. Thank you, Excellency. That brings us to the end of this ceremony. Thank you.